Shivers down your spine. Shrieking skulls will shock your soul, seal your doom tonight. Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down your spine. Shrieking skulls will shock
花飘飘，北风萧萧，天地一片苍茫。飘飘，北风萧萧，天地一片苍茫。雪花飘飘，北风萧萧，天地一片苍茫。雪花飘飘，北风萧萧，天地一片苍茫。
Okay, everybody, good morning. Hope you're doing okay. My apologies for missing yesterday. Migraine wrecked my sleep, and I was just a giant mess through most of the day yesterday. So, thankfully, Miss Hunter McLean took over the class for me. She's kind of my standby staff if I'm unable to make it because of a meeting or whatever. So, hopefully, everything was going okay. So, whoever's logged in as the odd gamer, we obviously need to be forthright that we are actually students in this class if we're participating. And so I can't mark your attendance if you are one of my students. So if you're logged in under your personal account by accident, if you could just type your name in the chat, or even better, switch into your KPR login, I would greatly appreciate that. Also, if people could confirm that my microphone level is reasonable and everybody can hear me okay, I would also greatly appreciate that. All right. Thank you, Jen. Okay, so I don't know if anybody here has experiences with migraines, but they're no fun. In my particular instance, for a number of years, I've suffered with a thing called a visual migraine, which is a situation where you actually have like a reaction where there's something, it messes with your ability to see. And so in this particular instance, I had like my one eye, my left eye versus my right eye. I was not seeing very well out of one versus the other. Thankfully, I have experience knowing what that is. And so I knew that I just needed to take some medication, relax, try to sleep it off. Can't sleep very well when it feels like, the lights are on in one eye and not the other. But overall, thankfully, I've had scans and stuff, so I know it's not anything more serious than what it is, and we're all good. Okay, so I tried to mark things that came in. I've tried to send feedback still. Yesterday evening was started to feel a bit better, so hopefully everybody's not too far behind. So I'm planning on diving into the classroom. So since we've had somebody pop into the class with with a username that we don't recognize, Jen and Mackenzie, if you could just keep an eye on the chat to make sure that people are participating appropriately, and if not, then please do what I did with the other one, which is either deleting messages, or if it becomes a spam issue, then block the accounts from the chat, please. Okay. All right, so switching over to the Google Classroom. Okay. So just revisiting what exactly has been going on for this week, right? Obviously, you're still getting a crab journal every day. You've got the learning skills thing. You've got the good communication thing. So if some of you haven't finished these, like for example, I see 5 here, I see 6 here, I see 6 here, 6, 6, 6. Okay, I know there's a few people that still owe me just the brochure. Please get me that in as you can, okay? And then when it comes to today's work, you still have the survival guide, okay, which is not due until tomorrow, okay? So I've still been bouncing them back to people to say, like, try adding this, try adding that, because I want to give you as high of a mark as I can. So I've gotten 5 people's where we've ended up in a good place, and I'm content in accepting it. But please take my feedback in a positive way. All I'm trying to do is increase your mark. So so if I ask you to reorganize or add titles or add pictures or change words or whatever it happens to be, just know that it's all benefit, no risk. Okay. What I'm trying to teach you is how to push the a piece of work that is, say, like a level 2 or a level 3, like a 60 or a 70, into that high 70s, 80s, and so on. Okay. How to do more complete thoughts, how to make a more complete document, how to make a document that looks more organized and more attractive to the eye. Okay. So this is going great, in my opinion, with all of the ones that I've seen so far. So keep going with it, right? So if you're somebody who isn't, a huge fan of the crab novel study in general, this is kind of a fun activity outside the book, yet somehow inside the novel study, if you know what I mean. Like, you don't have to make reference to crab to make this work. Okay, so take advantage of that. Okay, so final assignment for crab came live yesterday. Okay, I had a few people hit turn it in after only uploading one, uh, which is fine, but obviously I'm going to send it back to you and say, this is only part of the task. The expectation is that you're doing two. Okay, so again, because this isn't due until June the 14th, the quality and the expectation around it is that it's going to be polished, looking nice, full details, and so on. There's no reason to rush. So, some people have asked about potentially doing a word search instead of a crossword puzzle. That's fine. But obviously, it needs to be of a certain quality and so on. Okay. So we can work on that. If you pick the newspaper article option, I do have a number of organizers, and I don't want to force you into using one versus another. I'm happy to share with you, a number of different options, and we'll just find one that eventually works for sort of how you can best organize yourself. Okay. And again, once you've done the organizer, you're going to have to turn it into a full newspaper article, right? So just filling out the organizer is not the task. Then taking that information and turning it into a piece of writing that we can co-create together is the task. Okay. So creating a collage for the novel, choose at least 10 pictures or words of key symbols, characters, settings, themes, etc. that relate to the novel. Your collage must also have a title, heading, or slogan. Okay. With your collage, include a paragraph, 100 words that explains why each picture in your collage is significant. So if you haven't hit all of those benchmarks, I'm sending it back to you to finish up. Okay. Writing a letter to the author explaining your novel. William Bell is active on the internet as well. So there's lots of stuff that you can find out about him. If you're making the novel Crab into a movie, what 8 key events could you include? Again, if you're looking for a organizer to do this, you just have to reach out and let me know, and I will send you something. Pretend you are William Bell and you've just written Crab and you wish to have it published. Create a brochure that you could use to send to publishers. Okay. Again, you can use Canva if you'd liked it, or you can use Google Slides, whatever works for you. Design a new cover for the novel and draw a map. So if you go through all 8 of those and there's only one you want to do and you hate all the rest and you have a proposal for another option, just reach out to me. Okay. I'm happy to take feedback. If you're passionate about something that you are into, like if you're an artist or a musician or a poet or whatever, just self-advocate, and I will make sure that it gets added in as an option for you. Okay? So, you got Crab Journal 13 as well for today. Let's just quickly look over the questions. Oops, that is not what I meant to do. Okay, sorry. Crab 13. Okay, so question number 1. Were you surprised by Crab's admission that he had fallen in love with Mary? Were you surprised that she did not feel the same romantic way? Explain your response. Why does Crab describe what happened between he and Mary as a corny scene if you weren't involved? Have you ever been involved in a corny scene like this? Number 3, what might you be going to the hunting camp to borrow supplies be a dangerous thing to do? How is a bad experience foreshadowed? So foreshadow meaning like a hint or a bad feeling, okay? Again, remember, try to do more than one, and the words to look up are chevron and cached, okay? So please complete that as soon as you can. Okay, opinion paragraph assignment, okay? So the Oreo paragraph, okay? So it's like a guideline to help you write in a paragraph that not doesn't just state your opinion but also supports your opinion. Because one thing that I've been noticing a lot in people's responses to crab is that the answers are very brief. So like for example, they just state your opinion but you don't give any reasons, right? So this is an opinion paragraph using this format, okay? So the question that was asked is, should energy drinks be allowed in school, yes or no? And this person's opinion is that energy drinks should not be allowed in school, period, full stop. Now, in many cases, when I ask a similar kind of yes or no kind of question in a crab thing, I might just only get that first sentence, okay? So as you can see in here, there's actually more detail to go into. So reasons you feel your opinion is correct. Energy drinks make it hard for students to concentrate, so they get lower grades. Example that supports your reason above with more details. I have noticed that students who drink energy drinks at lunch are very distracted and unfocused in the afternoon. I would also agree that kids, and I think it has less to do with caffeine and more to do with the sugar, to be honest. Reasons you feel your opinion is correct. They tend to be disruptive and do not get their work done. Example that supports your reason for more details. Unfortunately, their grades drop as a result of their lack of focus. Opinion restated with enthusiasm. Since energy drinks interfere with concentration and cause disruptive behavior, they should definitely not be allowed in school. Now, they're never going to get banned in school, especially in high school. But this is one person's opinion supported with reasons that are reasonable, right? So even if you don't necessarily agree, this is a high mark paragraph. So once you take every section of this and you plunk it into one paragraph, you get energy drinks should not be allowed in school. Energy drinks make it hard for students to concentrate, so they get lower grades. I have noticed that students who drink energy drinks at lunch are very distracted and unfocused in the afternoon. They tend to be disruptive and do not get their work done. Unfortunately, their grades drop as a result of their lack of focus. Since energy drinks interfere with concentration and cause disruptive behavior, they should definitely not be allowed in school. Okay? So, instructions. Choose one of the following topics or select your own for your opinion paragraph. Complete the Oreo writing planner and then write your completed paragraph on the next page. So, obviously, we're not at school. The handwriting part is out. So what I really need you to do is just fill out this chart. Okay? If you don't fill in the completed paragraph part, I'm not going to be heartbroken. Do it if you wish. Okay? Let's see who is listening to my stream and not. So, here are your topics. Are you distracted by technology? Do violent video games make you more violent in real life? Would you want to be homeschooled? If you want to pick a topic of your own that's not on there, just make sure I know what it is. Okay? So then fill out this chart based on one of those topics. You only need to do one. Okay? So follow the guide. Clearly state your opinion. Give a reason why you feel your opinion is correct. Give an example that supports the reason above with more details. State another reason you feel your opinion is correct. Explain again that reason with supports with more details. Opinion restated with enthusiasm. Okay? So give it a shot. Okay? Ah, it is Kyle. Okay. No problem. I'm just glad that we didn't have actual invaders in our class. That's all. Okay, so that's one task for today. Active listening exercise. Okay? So this is the toughest task for that's due today. Okay? So watch the TED Talk below. It's 7 minutes long. Some of the language might be a bit tough to follow. Ooh, I forgot the word 2 there. But that's okay. I'd like you to try to translate it into your own words. Describe the 5 ways to listen better. And I'm actually just going to add in right now. A list is okay. Describe the 5 ways to listen better by watching the talk and paying attention to the slides behind the speaker. Add the 5 ways in either a posted comment or an attached Google Drive file. So basically, the title of this guy's talk is 5 Ways to Listen Better. I need you to go through the 7 minutes and either by listening to his words or looking at the slides behind him to identify what those 5 things are, just in a list. Okay? I believe he has a bit of an accent. I believe that, some of the language that he is using is perhaps a little more complex or tough. But if you actively listen and you actively seek it out, I believe that you can find the 5 ways. Okay? So, take your time. It's only 7 minutes long, and there's nothing wrong with going through it more than once, like on fast forward after you've listened to it once the whole time, to try to find them. Okay? Pause your screen, write it down, and so on. That's active listening. That's good research. That's good practice. Okay? So give that a try. Okay? So, tomorrow is Friday. So obviously I'm just going to release the crab journal only tomorrow. And the rest of this is all about getting caught up and getting finished off. Okay? So I do have submitted report cards for everybody. If you're interested in generally what your mark was going to be on that report card and what sort of feedback I have, please feel free to send me an Edsby message today, and I would happily share with you what it is that I submitted for you. Okay, I'm very pleased with everybody that's in the room is on an upward trajectory, that is engaging with myself, with Jen, with Miss Bernie, with whomever. Okay, I find that if you're engaging, your trajectory is headed in the right direction. So please, continue with that hard work, and before you know it, we'll be in summertime. Okay, so keep up the good work. That is all I had to share this morning, but obviously I'm around and available anytime you need assistance. Just send along a note to whomever, and we'll help you out. Okay. Otherwise, we'll come back together at 2:00 for a Google Meet to go over and remind everybody of the work that needs to be finished up before the week is over. Okay. Again, I apologize for missing yesterday. I don't like to have surprises like that for people that appreciate routine, but hopefully, and it seems as if most people stayed on track despite losing me for a day. Okay? So I'll say bye, but I'll still be here, obviously waiting, doing attendancy type stuff and waiting to see if there's any questions. But otherwise, I will end the stream and I'll put the music back on. So